Ah, you speak of an ancient and evil weapon. Tread lightly in this area, for the legends of Shadowfang are as black as a moonless winter night. Crafted within the Hellforge, Shadowfang can rend the very soul from whoever it strikes. Ah, I do not envy you if it is in your mind to defeat the one who wields it. May light protect you, brave hero.
This is the wicked tale of FLESHDOOM, Wielder of Shadowfang, one of the more in-depth and disturbing quests of Diablo 1, which most players unfortunately have never experienced due to its removal as it was cut late in development of Diablo. Pivotal to FLESHDOOM is also quest giver Tremain the Priest, but who is Tremaine, you ask, and why have you likely not seen him either? Well, Tremaine was a character planned for Diablo 1 who does not appear in the final game for reasons unknown, but there are sound files of his speech in the game's main data file.
All I can do now is pray for us all.
He was supposed to travel in and out of Tristram and was to trigger the FLESHDOOM Wielder of Shadowfang quest, which, as mentioned, also never made it into the game's final release. However, thanks to the Beelzebub mod bringing these files back to life, we can experience the quest close to as it was intended.
I shall crush you!
If you head to level 13 of the Burning Hells, he can activate the FLESHDOOM questline, and approaching him, he says,
I have had a most disturbing experience that I must share with you, my friend. Earlier today, I was called upon to help one of the men that escaped from the labyrinth. He was deranged, violent, and kept lashing out at all of those who tried to calm him. I suspected that he was possessed by some sort of demonic entity, and so began to drive the evil from within him. After many hours, I was able to exorcise a demon who called himself FLESHDOOM, but the Hellion fled into the labyrinth. You may think that I am mad, but after speaking with the man and battling with FLESHDOOM, I believe that the labyrinth has somehow become a gateway to the underworld. As you descend deeper, you may find yourself upon the doorstep of hell itself. Finally, the man who was possessed retained memories of an ancient demon blade named Shadowfang. If you find the demon FLESHDOOM, beware this foul sword. While I fear the dangers below grow even greater, you must find FLESHDOOM and slay him. Bring the sword to me and I can destroy it, but do not wield it, for its power can corrupt absolutely.
Tremaine immediately displays his valor and utility in Tristram as a holy man, even able to exorcise this FLESHDOOM from a poor townsman. But as FLESHDOOM has fled back to hell and it seems may still be in possession of the corrupt Shadowfang blade that consumes souls en masse, we are best to do as Tremaine says and bring the sword back to him post-haste. Before we head down though, we should consult the wisdom of the townsfolk of Tristram.
Greetings, good master. Welcome to the Tavern of the Rising Sun. I saw the exorcism. It was incredible how Tremaine drove the evil spirit from that man's racked and tortured body. I pray that something that horrific never happens to anyone here ever again.
With that ghastly description, I cannot help think that what happened to the villager, so we head to Pepin the Healer for potential clues. But first, a quick stop for some of Farnham's sage advice.
Can't a fellow drink in peace? You're gonna hunt down a demon? Is that what you said? I know I didn't hear that, 'cause nobody hunts down demons. Nope, nobody.
Farnham may be drowning in booze, but he's right to be in awe of the thought of demon hunters.
What ails you, my friend? I was asked to assist in the exorcism. My skills were able to ease the poor man's suffering as Tremaine drove the demon from his body. While I was treating him for an exceptionally high fever, he spoke of a place of searing heat. The tortured fellow cried out about hell and falling into a pit of flame. I could not make any sense of it, and thankfully he soon recovered.
Pepin too recalls a grisly tale of a man's exorcism, and it seems we are best to take to the burning hells once more, lest FLESHDOOM attacks the townsfolk. Down on level 13, we are set upon by scores of flame-spitting berserker vortex lords and torrents of blood stars thanks to the resident succubi, all vying to take down the lone wanderer. It's then we hear an unfamiliar voice bark a threat of taking our soul. This has to be the infamous FLESHDOOM. It immediately becomes apparent with his vicious AoE casting. We are on the back foot and need to clear a path back to town. FLESHDOOM takes chase and we turn to face him in a solo confrontation. After a long and arduous battle, his body is eviscerated and sent back to the abyss whence he came, and we spy, among various items, Shadowfang to take back to Tremaine and finally be destroyed. However, as we attempt to pick it up, Aiden says,
I don't want that.
and it's clear we must seek Tremaine's advice once more on how to deal with and dispose of this cursed blade, as we cannot touch it.
FLESHDOOM's demise is a great good to the world, yet Shadowfang remains. It must be found and destroyed. Do not attempt to use the Demon Blade, champion. It will corrupt and madden any mortal who wields it. I alone can end its dark evil.
With a grave warning, we are tasked with retrieving the blade for Tremaine alone to dispose of. However, I think it's prudent we learn more about the blade first, as surely some of the other townsfolk have heard of it. Heading to Word, he says,
Psst, over here. I don't know who this FLESHDOOM is, but I have heard rumors of an ebon blade that cleaves a soul from the body. Even I would not try to sell that thing, no matter what the profit. If you find it, you should do as Tremaine says and destroy it as quickly as possible.
If even Wirt, the shifty grifter, is wary of the blade, one can only assume the worst. Speaking of the darker elements of Tristram, we ventured to Adria's shack for a witch's viewpoint.
You must be ever watchful, for FLESHDOOM is an enemy who is both cruel and quick. His ebon blade is composed of the essence of evil. If you can destroy both of them, it would do much to weaken his dark master.
Adamant this will harm Diablo and the forces of the Burning Hells, wasting not another second, we tepidly step into the Burning Hells once more to gingerly pick up Shadowfang.
I can see why they fear this weapon.
With no time to spare, we rush back to Tremaine with the blade.
Light be praised! You found the cursed demon blade. Only its destruction can ensure the safety of us all. Wait, what treachery is this? Oh, it burns! Hellfire consuming me! You must take this to the Hellforge and cast it in before... No!
What unspeakable treachery has befallen poor Tremaine? He's eviscerated where he stands by this foul blade, soul presumably dragged into the blade and body rend asunder in one last mocking act of defiance by FLESHDOOM.
This blade must be destroyed.
As this is cut content, no other villagers, unfortunately, react to Tremaines Death. But the man they call Deckard Cain does have a clue on the Hellforge Tremaine spoke of.
The priest Tremaine is a holy man from an ancient order. Their dealings with the evil forces at work are well respected and well documented. I too have heard legends that speak of the cursed demon blade called Shadowfang. It is said to consume the tortured souls of its victims. These souls are trapped within its ebon blade and augment its unholy power. I have also read of a great Hellforge where even the mightiest weapon could be created or destroyed. Tread carefully when dealing with Shadowfang and its master, lest you be drawn into the sword as well.
The Hellforge, of course, is featured prominently in Diablo 2, and it seems we have the unenviable task of venturing down to find the Hellforge ourselves and destroy the blade. It's in level 14 of the Burning Hells, past a nasty nest of golden vipers, we come across a lone switch with 3 pressure pads. By unlocking each in the correct sequence, it opens the path to the infamous Hellforge, girt by the River of Flame.
It's hot down here.
It's here we encounter a plethora of Balrog variants, including sub-bosses like Brutalist the Strong, the flame-spewing cold-enchanted Baron Denial of Grim, and waves of obsidian founders and overlords teeming on this endless sea of lava, at the end of which Hephasto awaits at the entrance of the forge. Enchanted with haste and a particularly nasty poison, if allowed to close the gap and standing in a puddle of damage, he will make sure even the most prepared adventurer is felled easily. Better equipped and prepared to tread lightly around his poison puddles, we face Hephasto once more. Finally, felling Hephasto, he drops a myriad of loot, one such item being his Hellforge hammer, pivotal in destroying Shadowfang. We then equip the hammer and head to the anvil.
I'd have to equip that.
Destroying Shadowfang, we are gifted with a mysterious mace as a plume of light engulfs the blade.
Thank the light.
With the harrowing quest at an end, a grim fate for Tremaine, we head to Deckard Cain to learn of this mace.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
We then identify the fabled Lightforge mace, which, as a part of the original game code, modders have coveted for some time, with +8 to all attributes, 25 chance to hit, 150% enhanced damage, and an impressive 20 to 30 fire hit damage and 30% light radius, plus being indestructible to boot. It seems the light has taken pity on us for the tumultuous experience we have just witnessed, and been gifted quite a formidable mace for the looming evil of the Lord of Terror himself, Diablo, in the trials ahead. But what do you think of FLESHDOOM Quest? Do you wish it was in-game? It's such a shame that one man you want on your side during an invasion of the devil incarnate, a priest, Tremaine, died in vain to stop a demon's foul machinations. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And until next time, traveler.
I heard that the priest Tremaine was going to perform an exorcism, but I didn't go. I don't see why we all have to spend every moment captive to what is lurking underneath our town. I know that many have died at the hands of these monsters, but we need to try to go on. I know that you have come here to free Tristram from the clutches of darkness, and I hope that one day we can live in peace again.